So tomorrow I'm off camping in Wales and I've got a brand new tent to test out. But it's no good getting to the top of the mountain, realising you've got some parts missing or there's a problem with your tent. So I'm down the local park pitching it for the first time to make sure everything's here. As well as getting familiar with the tent, so I know how to pitch it properly. So this is the 3FUL Taiji 2. First time in the bag. Plenty of room in there actually. Got one of those roll top kind of bags, so there's going to be no problems getting it back in there. However, as always, I'll probably ditch this bag and put it in one of my own stuff sacks. So this tent costs around £185 and it weighs in at 1.8 kilos, I think. Tent pegs, looks like a footprint, and poles. It's a good start. So the tent did come with some instructions in the packaging. As always, I'm not bothering with those. I've seen a couple of videos and it doesn't look too complicated. All I want to know is that everything's there and it's going to protect me from the elements. Have a look at what kind of pegs is in it. I'll swap these out for my own like I always do. Spare guy line. These are a little bit like mini groundhogs. Patch, tent repair tube, and a spare little clip as well. The poles are aluminium. They look about 8mm. And they've got these like little blue things there where you're going to be putting guy lines if you want to. All seems pretty straightforward so far. He says. These poles are really long though. There's a small one, which I'm assuming goes across the centre to give you that little bit of extra headspace. Pole end in these little eyelets. Find the opposite end, which is here. And then just clip the fly to the pole. Started raining, so already a bit of a test for it. I ain't got a jacket either. One thing I've noticed straight away, it's going to be a very roomy tent. So then, in the middle is some sort of plastic swivelly thing. I'm guessing that this clips to this bottom pole, and then your cross pole goes through there. Another eyelet, clip. Let's get that in there. That's better. So it's virtually a freestanding tent. Obviously, if you want some extra space in the vestibules, you're going to have to peg these out. But if your pitch isn't very flat, it's dead easy to move around. May as well get a couple of pegs in. Little Velcro arm. So when I'm pitching a tent for the first time, there's a few things that I'm checking for. Make sure that the zips work. All the tie-out points are very secure. Guy lines, so there's none fitted on this tent. So I'm going to have to put some on. So it looks like there's 2 of these in each bundle, so 4 in all. I will probably add a few more because it doesn't look a lot of guy lines there holding up such a big tent. So there's a couple of little tie-up points here on either end. There isn't one in that panel there though, which would have been quite handy. Might have to stitch one in there myself. Right, that's everything pitched. That is huge. For only 1.8 kilos, the amount of space in there is awesome. So I'm pretty late to the party when it comes to this tent. Seen lots of people have these on YouTube. You can open both doors. Little elasticated hook on there. I like that idea. So far everything seems to be all right. Whoa, just look how much room there is in here. Headroom, amazing. I've not brought a sleeping pad with me, but you could easily get 2 wide sleeping pads in here. I'm impressed. Tape seams on the bathtub and on the fly. Second vestibule area. Ventilation seems pretty good as well. The only thing that's really missing is pockets. There's one tiny one here, but it's not a deal breaker. If you can't find somewhere to store things in this tent, you got a problem. Somewhere to hang your lantern. Really impressed with the 3F UL gear. Everything's double stitched, quality materials. I really like the colour as well. Right, so that's it, fully opened. It does remind me of the MSR Freelite tent. Obviously it's a bit heavier, but it's less than half the price. I might see if I can order a few more of these and then, add one up here, maybe down there, which will give me a bit more options when it comes to tie-out points. Although it seems pretty sturdy, but we'll have to wait and see what it's like in the wind. So I haven't used the footprint. It doesn't weigh very much, but I don't think I'll bother with that. So I will keep the tent and the pole separate, put the tent in a different bag so it fits my backpack better. So whenever you get a new tent, it's always best to get it pitched up first, either in the park or in the garden. You won't want to get up to the mountains and realise that you've got a broken pole or there's a rip in the fly sheet. Feel much happier knowing that everything's as it should be before I get it up into the hills. Anyway, that's the first picture of the 3F UL Taiji 2-person tent. First impressions, I really like it. But the big test will be tomorrow in Wales.